All right, Ken Orange Theory Trader back with the weekly chart watch list for next week. Today is May the 2nd, 2026. So, going into the next week, these are the best weekly charts that I found. So, let's go. I'll start with the obvious ones here. I'll start from the bottom up. So, remember that we're looking for candle twos that play out over the weekly time frame. So, in this case, I'm looking at candle one being right here for the week before last, and then last week sweeping the high, closing below it. So here I'd be looking for a continuation to the downside, but I do like for candle two to close inside the range up here. It's already broken out. I would expect this to retrace some and then eventually drop, but I do have a short bias on pound yen for next week. So that means for the next, and why I like the weekly chart is that for the next minimum 3 days, I have a short bias. So just, I don't even think about it anymore. I just know I'm not going long here. I'm going to stay short. So that's that. New Zealand, Swiss, this is a little better to me because of where candle two closes. It closes inside the range. So again, for the next 3 days minimum, I have a short bias on this one. Okay, so candle one, candle two, and then candle three for the week. Okay, so hopefully panning out. This one here, pound Swiss, I got candle one here, candle two here last week. So candle three for the next 3 days, expecting down movement to the downside if the pattern works out. CAD yen, same deal. Yen had a big drop this past week. So these, I'm talking like 300 pips on some of them. So I expect it definitely to retrace before it may come back up because of the strength of the close, I do still have a bearish bias on it. So that's that. I think I already did that one. Okay, so CAD Swiss. This is not a very volatile pair, and already this range is only 54 pips. So while it's not the biggest pair, this is the price action that I do look for. Yes, their price closed slightly out the range, but I do like to see if you got a week's worth of consolidation and it plays out in the counter range theory pattern, then I'm expecting a move to the downside for next week. Aussie yen, same deal. This one had quite a bit of a better retrace than the others, but I like this fact. I like the fact that it had a liquidity sweep back here. So that definitely comes into play and strengthens the fact that there could be more movement to the downside coming. So I like seeing that. So anyone who went short either here, here, and here may have been stopped out. So I believe that the bank is all in at this point at 114,775. And price, I'm anticipating price to just continue to the downside. I'm surprised I don't have New Zealand. I'll check New Zealand in a second. New Zealand CAD, I have a long bias on that. You got candle one, candle two, closes inside the range. So I'm expecting that to go to the upside next week. New Zealand, I have a short bias on this one. It had a what I call a false breakout, which means that if candle two does not break above candle one by like say 10 to 15 pips, I consider it a valid candle two. And in this case, it only closed 8 pips above it this last week high. So I'm anticipating price to go to the downside. And in the number one spot I have is it might be New Zealand, maybe Aussie CAD will be number two. Because I don't like the fact, I'm not wild about the fact that candle two sweeps candle one's high and low. Now, so while I am anticipating a downside bias, it could also have swept this low and continue up. I do like candle two to be the opposite color of the bias, meaning that if candle two is green and my bias is to the short side, I like seeing that because that tells me that everybody who went long could be destroyed. But by the same token, though, this could continue to the upside. So Aussie CAD, I'm not that wild about now that I look at it more in detail. So let me check New Zealand yen real quick to see how that closed. Okay, yeah, and I did have that marked out. I don't know why I didn't include it. But I'm going to move that up here like so. And then some of the other ones, they did play out. Like this one here. Yeah, Swiss yen, that's still short too. But actually, okay, I know why I didn't mark it. I'm sorry. Let me apologize for that. This is candle. I'll be looking for a candle 4 on the weekly. So I'll still be bearish on it, but I like candle 3 more than candle 4. There's no guarantee of candle 4. And that one there, the rest of these, there's just no setup there. This one swept both sides of the range. So both sides of candle 1. I don't like that. So I skipped that for the week. Nothing there. This down move was pretty much it here. So I mean, this could be a candle. This could be a candle three continuation, but the drop was so big. If I had to mark it out, I'll mark it out like that. So that's one option. Even if you decided this was candle one back here, it still pretty much met the CRT obligation. So you got candle one, candle two, and then the candle three move eventually came right here because the candle three high did hold. I mean, sorry, the candle two high did hold if you thought that was candle two. But this would have been, if I was short, this is the move I want to be trading, not another one. So I'm not going to mark that one for next week. There's just better setups. New Zealand, just kind of an inside week, nothing really there. That was from a day or so ago. This one could be a long. Matter of fact, it might be. Let's mark this out. Let me see. Yeah, I'll add that to the watch list. Why not? So you could have candle one, candle two, and then candle three going to the upside. We could get that. So I'll add that. I don't have a problem with that. Let's see what else we got. New Zealand. Nothing there. This one here, I got a long on this one and it was good, but how I had it marked was like this, like that. So I had, I took a long, but then price came back. Once it hits the range high on the weekly, I'm not looking for longs anymore. I don't look for it to break out the range. So it could continue up, but it did sweep this side here and then close inside of it. So this is like 50-50. I don't know which way it's going to go. So I'm not trying to chance it. So I just don't care to guess. So I like my price action a little cleaner than that. So I'm not looking to trade that. Pound, nothing there in terms of CRT. This one swept both sides of the prior candle, so I'm not wild about that one. If I had to pick, I'd be long, but I'm just not into that. This one here, same deal. Nothing there for me. This one could be a short, but I'm just not wild about it. And dollar, yen, same deal. Like I said, all the yen pairs had a big drop, but I'm content with what I picked. This will keep me busy for the next 3 days, these clear biases. So I mark them with red if I'm short and green if I'm long, and then I try to put them in order based on which one's offering. I look to offer the best setup. So I like New Zealand yen the best for a short next week, and I also like euro dollar for a long because this looks pretty clean. So there we go. So yeah, appreciate you watching. Thanks for your time and attention. One other thing you can keep in mind too is if you see prior CRTs playing out, sometimes they do repeat because you do have a CRT right here for the week. Notice that. Candle one, the red one, candle two, the green one, and then candle three for this week, right? So then right here, I'm looking at candle one, candle two. So I want to see price action like this next week. So let's take a look at that real quick. I mean, if you're still watching, you must still be interested. So let's take a look. Why not? So let's go. This is the week of the 6th of April. So I'll go to the daily chart. We'll just do that one. And we use the replay option. Go to the 6th. Yeah. All right. That works. Is this Friday? Let me do one more day. Yeah, there we go. That's Friday right there. All right. So for next week for EU, if it could do just like this, right there. Okay, that's Monday through Friday, the candle three. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, I want to see the EU do something like this next week. Okay, and this went for 100, 200 pips, right? Because remember too, when you're trading the weekly chart, you can get bigger moves. And I mean, with trading daily opens in terms of stop losses, okay, because I'm less about entries now, I'm more about stop losses. If you want to try to trade this, you can enter like pretty much anywhere around here. Just put your stop loss below the prior day low here. You could enter again for that's Monday. So if you're trading on Tuesday, you can put your stop loss below Monday's low. If you're trading on Wednesday, you can put your stop loss below Tuesday's low. If you were trading here, you could put your stop loss below Wednesday's low like that, right? Because you're anticipating, if you have a long bias, you expect the low of the prior day to hold. Okay, so that's one way that you can place your stop losses because they're valid. So if it's valid, now if it's not and it takes out the prior day low, then you might not be dealing with a real candle 3. But that's one way you can trade it as well. And this liquidity sweep doesn't hurt either, right there. So the best trading day in my mind would have been Tuesday. If you entered on Tuesday, you're looking at a, let's see what the entry right there. Your stop loss would have been, let's just say about 38 pips. And it went for, from that entry about, I mean, to be perfect, like if you got out on the close of Thursday, it went for 157 pips, right? And if you'd have scaled into that, this one trade right here would have been more than perfect. So there you go. All right. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your time and attention, and have a great rest of your day.